Hey guys, how's it going? This is a quick review on the ThieAudio Oracle. The box, but it's somewhere. It came in the box, basically. It came with this and everything I'm about to show you and a cleaning cloth. So yeah, that's about it. Comes with only one pair of tips, which are these. Only one pair of silicone tips, and then they have a bunch of memory foam ones, which I don't really like. And then adapter, which I already put on, 2.5 to 3.5. Yeah, that's that. Then it comes with this loop thing. So overall, pretty good. This case is pretty solid. Better than a lot of other cases like this. This one's actually pretty good for portable use. And this, some to compare. But yeah, for the way this case is made, it's pretty solid. Crush resistant, so if you got to throw it in a bag, it's probably better. So yeah, well, let's start off with I'm gonna get into the cable, build quality and whatnot, and then I'll get into the sound aspect. So yeah, this is kind of weird. I don't know why this is like that, but I guess it came with an adapter, so whatever, it doesn't matter. But the cable overall is pretty good quality. It doesn't tangle up too bad compared to other cable. So yeah, it's pretty decent. Nothing crazy, nothing to cry home about. But yeah, not bad for stock cable. So yeah, it has this really nice texture. It looks cool actually. Other than that, not much. It's just a silver cable. And then onto the earbud itself. This is extremely light. Like there's no weight to it. Like, just feels like there's nothing inside of here. So yeah, but this design's actually kind of cool. It has like a reflective type of look to it. So when you look at it at a certain angle, it looks different compared to another angle, which is kind of cool. So yeah, they are light. The build quality does seem a little like flimsy, or I wouldn't say cheap, but this just doesn't feel. It just feels like regular plastic. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's for comfort or whatnot, but I guess I don't have really any complaints as of yet. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, so let's get on to the sound, which I'm sure everyone wants to know about. Let's start off with I'll go from the bass to mids to treble. So these are pretty bass light, unless if your songs have a lot of bass in it. I don't listen to too much bass heavy music. So yeah, these are pretty, I would say pretty neutral in the bass. Not much, like there's nothing special about the bass, I would say, with you. Sound pretty good, good definition. Yeah, not bad at all. Like, middle of the road type for the bass. If your song does have a lot of bass, it does replay it back pretty accurately. So that's pretty cool. The bass is lacking, like, I would say some sort of punch or slam. For some reason, this just sounds more like lighter on the bass side for some reason. In certain songs, that is. Yeah, I wouldn't say these have a bass boost or any of that. So this is definitely more neutral in that department, or even a little too less exaggerated sometimes. Even when comparing it to something like the ER4SR or stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty neutral in that regard. Yeah, so onto the mid-range. This is where things get absolutely insane. These have an insane tonality in the mid-range. I haven't heard anything quite like it. And it does have that EST Sony on tweeter or whatever. You definitely hear that. It adds like a crisp texture to everything. That's the best way I could describe that. Just everything just sounds crisp. Maybe not as neutral as someone would like, but the mids sound really, really good. Probably some of the best I've heard. I would say the mids are a star of the show here. Compared to anything I've heard so far, other than the U12T, I think these are the best mids I've ever heard. And I'm sure a lot of people who've heard the U12T, they already know. Nothing's going to sound exactly like that, obviously. But yeah, these are definitely probably like the top 5 mid ranges I've heard. Definitely. If not top 3 or top 2. Like for IEMs, yeah, definitely up there. Instruments just have like a nice lively feel to it. Like it just blooms. Like this does have a BA in it and a dynamic driver. But yeah, this is a tribrid if you guys didn't know. So yeah, the BA timbre, I really don't hear it that badly. It might be a little present, but it has such like there's no dryness in the mid range. Everything is very crisp, like lively, like not bland or dull. So the mid range is really good. I would say this is like a really unique IEM, like compared to anything I've heard. Everything just has this crispness. I think it's because of the EST tweeter. That's why I've never quite heard that extra crispness. Even compared to the Anandas, they have a unique sound too. But this just has like an extra something going on, which makes the mid sound absolutely amazing. I would say this is slightly mid forward, maybe just slightly, because I notice when I'm listening to older recorded songs, the mids do tend to come closer to your ear, whereas with the higher end stuff, it's further away because that's just more neutral, I guess. But for everyday listening, this is actually really good. I'm rambling here, but in terms of the mids, I would say they sound kind of. I would say this IEM kind of sounds like a baby U12T. So if you want something that's really good but don't want to spend that much, I would just go for these, because they just have. It doesn't have the same sound signature, but it does sound pretty neutral in that regard. I feel like because of the ESC tweeters, this just has a completely different type of sound. It works perfect for like live recordings in the mids, vocals, absolutely kills it for that type of stuff. So yeah, enough with the mids. That's clearly the star of the show. That's why I keep talking about it. But yeah, onto the treble. The treble does have a lot of detail, but it's never harsh or dry. Like I don't know how they did this for $500 or 400. You can find it maybe, but it's really really good. There's no BA timbre I could really hear. Maybe a little, but overall everything just sounds really lively and crisp. By crisp I mean like liquid fluid. The mid range in the treble has a lot of like liquidity and fluidity in it. If that makes any sense. So nothing's ever like dry. Like there's just a lot of, how would I word this? There's just a lot of like wetness, like wet characteristics in this IEM. It just adds so much like bloom to the mid range. And then the treble, I feel like the mid range and the treble are so close together because they're the star of the show. The bass isn't really, I would consider anything crazy in this. But yeah, the treble is really, it has a delicate touch to it, which enhances the mid range basically. So that adds like a really like liquidy vocal, if you know, like a sweet voiced vocal. Yeah, so I don't think you can get anything under 500 or even probably $1,000 that has a good of mid range as this that I've heard so far. Obviously, for the price, yeah, this is amazing. One thing is that the cable's kind of weird where this connects, so sometimes it goes like on the other side of my ear and that. Yeah, not that big of a deal. I wish the nozzle was maybe a little longer. So yeah, my only real complaints with this IEM would be the bass. It just sounds a little off sometimes. Or it lacks like a punch, which I would prefer in some songs. And I like a neutral sound signature. So that's, you guys can take that how you want. But yeah, overall this is really good. And then onto the soundstage and imaging. If I've never heard any other IEM, like the U12T for example, I would think this is probably the best. But the imaging and soundstage, it's a little bit congested at times. It doesn't have like that ultimate 3D left right feeling like the U12T does, where everything's so like depthful. This one more like let's say the U12T is like this far, this one's like this, so everything more narrow. But yeah, not bad at all. Everything has its place. I would say for this price, I mean, maybe if you spend like $1,200, you can get something significantly better. But for this price, I don't think there's really anything better. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I rambled a lot, but hopefully that helps you guys out when you're making a decision. All right, take care, guys.